Happy Kids TV.
The Holy Tales.
Yay! So who are we going to hear about today?
Well, today I'm going to tell you the story of Mathew. And he also had another name.
Another name?
Oh, yes. He was also called Levi.
That sounds interesting.
All right then, let's begin with the story. Mathew was the son of Alphaeus, and he lived in Capernaum, and his name meant a gift of God. The call of Mathew to the band of Jesus' disciples is of great importance. Mathew's other name was Levi, which was probably given by Jesus when he became a disciple. Mathew was a tax collector and a publican. He was engaged in public service work and gathered the taxes which the people paid. However, in those times, the Jews hated the tax gatherers because they believed that it was the right of the people to pay taxes as a tribute only to God. Paying it to someone else meant breaking of the law. The Jews hated the tax gatherers not only for this religious reason, but also because they were very unjust and unfair towards them. The Jews regarded these tax collectors nothing less than criminals. Mathew was one of them. Like every other tax collector, he would assess taxes for their people and also lend them money and charge high rates of interest from them. Yet, Jesus chose him from amongst all the hated men and made him one of his own. Being the master, he saw the potential in the tax collector of Capernaum. Mathew was different from all the other disciples of Jesus, who were mostly fishermen. He knew how to write, and with the power of the pen, he brought to the world the teaching of Jesus in the Hebrew language. The apostolic symbol of Mathew is 3 money bags, which help us to remember that he was a tax collector before Jesus called him.
That was quite an interesting story, Holly.
So it is because of Mathew that we began to know more about Jesus. I see.
I hope you children like the story.
Oh, yes, we did.
The Holy Tales.
All right then, let's not waste any more time. Who are we listening about today?
Today I'll tell you the story of Peter.
Peter? The one who denied Jesus?
Yes, come on, let's hear his story. Simon Peter was the son of Jonas, the fisherman. He lived in Bethsaida and Capernaum and grew up to become a fisherman just like his father. He is known for doing massive missionary work and for going as far as Babylon to spread Jesus' words to the people. In the latter years of his life, he also wrote down 2 epistles of the New Testament. In all apostolic lists all over the world, Peter's name is mentioned first. However, he had many different names in other languages also. Peter's Greek name was Simon, and his Hebrew name was Cephas, which both meant rock. Peter lived in Capernaum with his wife, and every time Jesus went there, he would make Peter's home his headquarters. Peter was a Galilean too, like almost all the other disciples of Jesus. Among the 12 disciples, Peter was the leader. He was known to be the spokesman for all the 12 apostles. Peter always asked the most difficult and challenging questions to Jesus. It was Peter who asked how often one must forgive. He also wanted to know about the rewards of following Jesus. He was the one who confessed and declared that Jesus was the Son of the living God. Yet it was he who denied Jesus before a maiden. Peter had many faults, but his saving grace was his loving heart. When it was decided that Peter was to be martyred on a cross, he requested to be crucified with his head downward, as he believed he was not worthy of dying the same way as his Lord had died. And hence, his apostolic symbol is a cross upside down with crossed keys. So, did you enjoy the story?
Yes, we did.
It was a nice story indeed.
The Holy Tales.
Hello, children! I just saw what happened, and I know the perfect story to tell you today. It's about the mustard seed that Jesus told his followers for them to understand better.
Woohoo! Can't wait! Can't wait!
Once, a man planted a very tiny mustard seed in his garden. The seed was one and very tiny, but he knew that the seed was the beginning of something great. Days and months went by, and the seed grew into a little plant. It grew a little every day. The man took care of it without giving up on it, thinking that it is just one seed. Years went by, and soon the plant grew up to be a huge tree. Birds flew in and sat on the branches of the tree. The man was very happy and content. Jesus explained the story to his followers. The kingdom of God is like the single mustard seed that the man had planted. It may look very small and tiny at the beginning, but waiting patiently will bear wonderful fruit and happiness. So, it is always important to do little things, and God will make them grow. Never ever give up thinking that whatever you do is little and would not make a difference in the kingdom of God.
That was such a nice story, Holly.
I'm glad you liked it, Gumbo.
Hope you enjoyed the story too, as much as we did. We shall be back soon. Keep watching. Until next time. To watch more videos, please subscribe.
Plants and trees. On the fourth day, God created the sun to shine in the day, the moon and stars to come out at night. One day, Moses went to Mount Horeb with his sheep. There, God appeared to him as a flame of fire in a bush. Since there was no room anywhere else, they decided to spend the night in a stable. Here, Mary had her baby, Jesus. She wrapped him in a blanket and put him to sleep.
He's got the whole